In late 2007, the Iraq War is almost finished. President Bush has declared the victory, and they're fixing things up there. Two Sodders, Sergeant Matthews and Sergeant Isaac, go to a place in Iraq where they're building a pipeline. All the Americans there are dead, so they have to find out who did it before more people come. They hide behind bushes and rocks in the hot sun for 20 hours, but see nothing. Matthew gets annoyed and thinks maybe there are no Iraqi soldiers left. He thinks a group came, killed everyone, and left. Isaac says there's no sign of a big group leaving and that someone named Juba, a famous Iraqi sniper, might have done it because all the dead were shot in the head. Matthews finds it hard to believe someone could kill so many people in less than 30 seconds. Eventually, he grows tired of waiting and decides to investigate further, asking Isaac to keep watch. Isaac's scope is blurry, and Matthews jokingly chides him for not fixing it earlier. Isaac explains its sentimental value as it belonged to a fallen comrade. As Matthews examines the bodies, he starts to consider Isaac's theory, noting the precise headshots on each victim. Matthew heads to the center of the site to determine where the shots came from, despite Isaac's pleas for him to retreat. Suddenly, a shot rings out and Matthews collapses, clutching his wounded abdomen. Isaac, desperate to assist his friend, dashes down in a zigzag pattern to dodge bullets. But just as he's about to reach Matthews, he's hit in the leg. With no other option, Isaac abandons Matthews and seeks cover behind a damaged wall. Despite his injuries, Matthews contacts out to Isaac, instructing him to call for backup from the base. However, Isaac realizes his leg wound is severe and quickly ties a belt around it to stem the bleeding. He then grabs his radio bag but finds no signal, as the sniper had shot the antenna. Suddenly, Matthews contacts him again, urging Isaac to spot the sniper so he can retaliate. Isaac begins carving a hole in the wall with his knife to insert the scope, but his hand gets hurt by falling rocks. Matthews tries to reach for his rifle, but faints due to blood loss. Not wanting to share his friend's fate, Isaac grits his teeth and uses a blade to extract the bullet from his leg, enduring immense pain. He then wraps the wound with bandages before also losing consciousness. Isaac wakes up to a strange noise in his earpiece. It's an officer from the base. Isaac reports the situation and pleads for medical supplies. However, he grows suspicious as the officer asks odd questions, especially when he requests Isaac's exact position or to fire into the air for supply drops. Isaac knows this violates protocol and could endanger him. As he listens more closely, he detects the officer's non-American accent, raising his suspicions further. This is Juba the sniper, who has hacked into the radio frequencies to try to set a trap. Isaac doesn't fall for it and calls him out. Instead of hanging up, Juba starts asking questions, saying he wants to know Isaac better. Isaac tries the radio again, but it's still not working. Juba keeps insisting on his silly questions. When Isaac refuses to chat, Juba threatens to shoot Matthews again, risking that he might still be alive. Isaac reluctantly agrees to chat for a while. He asks Juba to go first while he starts drawing a map of the site in the dirt. He wants to calculate the bullet trajectory and find the sniper's possible location. Juba tells him he's just an ordinary Iraqi citizen trying to save his country and asks Isaac about his family. Isaac finds this too personal. He mocks Juba's reasoning, saying he's killing people who are actually helping develop the country by building schools, pipelines, and infrastructure that will boost the local economy. Juba laughs and explains that the money made here will eventually go back to the USA. Juba threatens to shoot Matthews again, but Isaac doesn't believe him anymore. To prove his threat, Juba reveals the name of the previous owner of the scope, confirming he's dead, echoing Matthews' earlier teasing. This indicates Juba has been listening to their conversations since their arrival. Using his scope, Isaac spots one of the dead men with a radio. He tries to retrieve it by dragging the body to the edge of the wall. However, even with a piece of wood, he realizes he can't reach it without exposing himself. Next, Isaac attempts to drink water from his bottle, but discovers it's empty due to a hole in it, which Juba confirms he made intentionally. Juba also admits he didn't miss any shots. He deliberately targeted the bottle, the antenna, and Isaac's leg to trap him in an inescapable situation, intending for Isaac to die slowly, which he'll enjoy hearing through the communicator. When Isaac finds the bullet he removed from his leg, he examines it closely and starts deducing the weapon model Juba has by asking some cunning questions. He also labels Juba as a terrorist, which amuses Juba. While Juba talks, Isaac continues his calculations and peers through his scope, eventually concluding that Juba is hiding under a large pile of trash. Under such harsh conditions and overwhelming heat for a prolonged period, it's evident that Juba is indeed a professional. However, Juba denies being the renowned sniper and insists he's just an ordinary Iraqi man. Despite his accent, Isaac speculates that Juba might be a former U.S. Army officer who betrayed them, but Juba denies this and clarifies that he only kills people who attack him first. In response, Isaac recounts the tale of how he met his best friend as a child and how they both enlisted as adults. However, dehydration and exhaustion start taking a toll on Isaac, causing him to collapse as he hears Juba threatening to staple his tongue to his chest. Isaac attempts to deceive Juba by dressing his rifle with a jacket and helmet and waving it above the wall, but Juba remains unfazed. However, the helmet slips off, landing on the other side of the wall, leaving Isaac's head unprotected. As time ticks on, Isaac grows desperate enough to take a risk. He dashes toward a body on the ground, snatching its bag and radio before sprinting back to the wall, dodging Juba's bullets. In the bag, Isaac discovers water and candy, which he quickly consumes. Unfortunately, the radio doesn't work either. Juba punishes Isaac for his risk by shooting at the wall, heavily damaging his scope. Suddenly, Isaac hears a commotion in his earpiece and realizes it's Matthews, who is miraculously still alive. Isaac shouts the sniper's location to him, and Matthews swiftly grabs a piece of metal to use as a makeshift periscope. As Matthews cautiously maneuvers to retrieve his rifle, Isaac engages Juba in conversation to keep him distracted. Through their exchange, Isaac discovers that Juba used to be a teacher in Baghdad. When Juba's students were killed during an American attack, he resolved to seek revenge. The wall Isaac is sheltering behind happens to be the remnants of that school. Juba questions Isaac about why he's still carrying the damaged scope, but Isaac remains silent. In a bid to save Matthews, Isaac finally confesses that he keeps the scope in memory of his old friend, who died because of a mistake Isaac made, and he still carries the weight of guilt. Meanwhile, Matthews positions his rifle and blindly aims at the pile of trash, firing all his bullets while Isaac shoots as well to mask the noise. Just as Matthews is about to reload, Juba retaliates, striking him in the shoulder. Isaac urges Matthews to crawl towards safety behind the wall. However, when Isaac edges closer to assist him, Juba fatally shoots Matthews in the head. Isaac is forced to witness his friend's death and succumbs to a breakdown, expressing his desire to go home. Juba informs Isaac that if he truly wants to leave, he won't shoot him, but Isaac remains skeptical. Later, Juba questions Isaac about why he's still there despite the war is over. Isaac hesitates before admitting that he remains because he's the one who actually killed his old friend. It's revealed that Isaac accidentally shot his previous sniper partner while attempting to kill an enemy. Since then, Isaac has been deceiving everyone, claiming his friend was killed by the enemy. Suddenly, Isaac hears noise emanating from the radio and hurries to check the signal, feeling relieved to hear conversations. However, his joy is fleeting as he realizes he can only hear voices but can't send any messages due to the radio's damage. To Isaac's astonishment, Juba joins the conversation he's hearing and uses Isaac's name to ask for help. Isaac finally comprehends that Juba has been hacking into American communications all this time. Juba pretends to be a soldier in need of help, luring backup teams to the area only to ambush and eliminate them easily, exploiting the element of surprise. Isaac attempts to interrupt the conversation, but his efforts are in vain. Sometime later, Isaac wakes up to the painful sensation of a crow pecking at his leg wound. Realizing that even the birds believe he's dead, Isaac takes a risk. He retrieves Matthew's rifle using some rope and a stick, then aims it at the pile of trash. At that moment, helicopters arrive in the area, unwittingly revealing Isaac's location. Unaware that it's a trap, wanting to save the incoming soldiers, Isaac pushes the wall, causing it to crumble and creating a curtain of dust that obscures Juba's view. Isaac starts firing at the pile of trash, uncertain if he's hit his target. To confirm, Isaac stands up from his position, shocked to find Juba not seizing the opportunity to shoot back. This leads Isaac to believe he's successfully eliminated Juba. Soon, helicopters arrive and swiftly carry Isaac away on a stretcher, providing immediate medical attention. Isaac attempts to alert them about Juba, but his voice is drowned out by the noise of the departing helicopters. Suddenly, Juba opens fire, killing the medical soldiers and eventually hitting the pilot. The helicopter spirals down and crashes, instantly ending Isaac's life. Juba keeps his word. Technically, Isaac hadn't been shot. Subsequently, Juba hacks into the USA's communication lines again, masquerading as an American soldier to lure his next set of victims. In this way, movie ends here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more interesting movie recaps.